Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video, let's talk about the Poco X3 and the Poco M2 and why do I feel these are actually ideal mid-range smartphones that you can buy during this sale. And many of you have been asking me about smartphones, and I got a lot of requests around the 15,000 price point and even around the 10,000 price point. And I was looking at a lot of smartphones that are available in India and a lot of smartphones, but I brought down the choices to how is the performance. It should have actually a good chipset, battery life, and other criteria. So I found that the new Poco X3 is actually a really good smartphone around that 15,000 price point. It's slightly over that, but I feel this is actually a very good smartphone. And if you guys know, I always like the Poco X2 that was launched earlier this year. I praised how good the camera on that one was. It was having that 64 megapixel Sony sensor, and I'm happy to say that the camera even on this one is actually really good. So we have that heritage of that good camera, and I would say one of the best cameras that you can get around this price point. Now moving to another improvement, I would say that we had from the Poco X2 on this X3 is this one has a slightly bigger battery. That's a 6000 milliamp hour battery, and I would say I am getting actually pretty good battery life, as SOT anywhere around 7.5 hours to even about 11 hours of SOT with the regular usage. And I would say for most users you should expect about 1.5 days worth of battery life. I also like the fact that they are bundling that 33 watt fast charger in the box. It's not a separate accessory or anything, so I feel it's very good. And now coming to another thing is that this one actually supports that 120 hertz refresh rate. So in the UI, when you're moving around, it is super smooth. And I think so at this price point, this is the only smartphone that is now actually supporting that 120 hertz display. So overall performance is good. And now if you talk about the chipset, which is the brains of the computer, this one has the new Snapdragon 732G, and I feel this chipset is the best combination of the Snapdragon 730G and the 720G. Hence the performance is really good, and also it's actually good for heavy gaming also. So if you're a gamer also, you will actually like it. So I would say this is my pick for around that 15,000 price point. Yes, it's slightly more than 15,000. In fact, the pricing of this is going to be during this Flipkart sale. This is sold in India via Flipkart. It'll be for 16,499. But Flipkart is running that 10% cashback offer if you have those credit cards and all those things. And if you apply that, you can get this smartphone for about 15,300. Yes, technically slightly above that 15,000 price point, but I feel at 15,300 rupees, this is actually a very good smartphone. And yes, it does also come with that 8GB RAM variant. The base storage is 6GB. I'm actually using the 6GB variant, and as you can see, it's working very well. Yes, I know I'm a little bit late for the review of this one. I will be posting the review later on, but overall I would say, considering the overall package I'm looking at, not just one specific point of, yes, the camera is good, the general performance of this device is also very good, and also the battery life has been good. So I would say around that 15,000 price point, this is my ideal pick, that is the Poco X3. Now if we go to the lower price point, that's around 10,000. I was looking at a lot of smartphones, and here, yes, we have a lot of smartphones around that 10,000 price point, but the problem is that many of them are having that 720p HD screen, or the battery life is low and something like that. But here I would say you can have a look at the Poco M2. This is actually a pretty good smartphone, and this is the only smartphone in this price range that will come with 6GB of RAM. That's LPDDR4 RAM. And again, most of the smartphones I would say having 4GB of RAM or that HD screen. This actually comes with a full HD plus screen. That's a 6.53 inch screen. And moving to the processor, it is having the Helio G80 SoC, which is actually a pretty good processor. And because it has that 5000 milliamp hour battery, the battery life also for most users will be actually good. You can expect anywhere from about 1.5 to almost about 2 days worth of battery life. Moving to the rear, if you look at it, it has a quad camera setup. I would say a decent camera setup. The main is a 13 megapixel megapixel, then we have a 8 megapixel, then we have a 5 megapixel that's macro, and the last camera is actually used for that depth portrait mode. So I feel this is actually a good smartphone. So now talking about the pricing for this M2, as you can see, the regular pricing is 10,999, but you'll be getting 500 rupees discount, and there'll also be one more discount. For example, 500 rupees extra discount. This is a limited time offer, and so if you get that, the pricing falls down to 9,999. But now if you add that 10% instant discount using those cards offer, you can get it for 8,999. So I feel at that pricing, this M2 is a great deal. And overall, I would say both this Poco X3 and the M2 are very good smartphones. The overall software experience is also very good on this one. Again, we have no ads on this one. That is becoming very important these days. And overall performance also is really good. So again, if you're looking something around that 15,000 price point, check out the X3. And if you have a budget of around 10,000, you can have a look at the Poco M2. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.